Alright, hello there. I am here with another draft breakdown. This time it's for the ADL. Um, so there's two divisions. One of them is the All-Star division, which is where the people who have won ADL will go. We'll call them uh, we'll call them the real champs. It says champions on the screen. Truthfully, no. We're in Chud division. I should have put Chud. Hang on a second, hang on. Alright, there we go. So doing the ADL Chud draft because I've never won ADL. I'm not that cool. I'm not an all-star. I'm a Chud. I can't call myself a champion. Anyway, we're gonna be breaking down this draft team. And before we get into it, uh let's go ahead. I guess I should probably introduce myself. My name is Charles, also known as C-Rad. Most people in this community know me, but if you're watching from you're not in this community, that's who I am. I've been playing draft for a long time. So yeah, let's just get into it. So about this draft, it's gonna be Champions Format MB. I'm in another draft league right now, ADL, which is doing MA. This is MB, so you can use things like Life Orb, and you have all the extra mega, and so on and so forth. This draft was built to be with 12 people. The All-Star division, I think, has all 12. We only have 11 here in Chud division. And yeah, we're all drafting from the same board. There's no split division. It's just we're all together. My pick was 7th overall, which is largely considered to be not a great pick. I mean, I don't really care about my pick position. 7th is not really considered the greatest. It's just a little awkward. My strategy kind of works, you'll see it, but we're drafting on a point-based system between 1 to 20 points, 20 being the strongest Pokemon, 1 being the weakest. We have a 130-point budget to draft exactly 10 Pokemon. Now in VBL, we had a 100-point budget, draft 11. So 130 to draft 10 is an average of 13 points a Pokemon, which means there's a lot of room to draft a very, very high power level team, at least in accordance to point totals. And there's a limit of 2 megas. Yeah, and all the megas are drafted the same pool as all the like the same points. Like the points go to megas. So yeah, let's go into my strategy. Since we had so many points, I just wanted to get a very top heavy core made up of non-magic before anyone else. There's a lot of talk. There was a lot of talk, and before the draft about people really putting a lot of value on it. So I knew people were going to want Megas first, and I think most people did end up drafting Megas first. I think all maybe 3 or 4 did, including myself. So I was going to try to get as many of the strong non-megas as possible to prevent them from happening. And when it came to my megas, I knew I wanted one of them to be my Tailwind Setter, because if I wanted really, really strong Pokemon non-megas, and there was some options that I was like, it's where I could use megas as a Tailwind Setter. I was actually looking at this I was like, because if I get Pidgeot, 8-pointer, but all my other things are really strong, I still have an 8-point really fast Tailwind Setter. That sort of thing. But there was other obviously other things like that too. But, and I wanted the other one to just be a good value offensive piece. There was one specific I had in mind, and basically from there, once I got my top heavy core, I got the megas I wanted. I was just gonna fill it in to expand my offense. And yeah, so without further ado, let's just get into it. Oh, hello. There we go. Yeah, so first off was Garchomp. Garchomp, once again, it's the strongest ground type in format. In a format that does not have very many good ground types. And this was actually a really big talking point when I was drafting, is that many people felt like there was just no ground types. And honestly, it's kind of real. But Garchomp, it really makes Garchomp a lot more threat. It makes it a lot more valuable, but it's also a high versatility Pokemon. It allows many options during the draft and team draft. So I keeps me flexible. Like it's sniped, it'll be fine. And then it's just one of the best Pokemon. Yeah. There's another reason I wanted this, but I'm gonna get into that later. So next up is Volcarona. I got Volcarona. It wasn't really. None of this was really super planned outside of Garchomp and one other, like specific. Volcarona seemed nice just because it was a good fire type that synergized well with Garchomp, right? Like looking at all the other fire types that were non-mega, it was probably the best, at least in a draft format. In the regular VGC format where there's rock slide everywhere, no, not really. But in this format, it seemed like I could get a lot of value out of it. It has great offensive and support capabilities, and it allows me to keep my draft flexible. And as I've said, it's got good synergy with Garchomp. It's basically it's Charizard Y at home, kinda. You know, it's pretty strong. It hits hard. It doesn't set this up, but yeah, Charizard at home. So yeah. Anyway, next up, I was a little bit surprised by this next pick, but Basculegion Mainline. This one, there's not much to talk about with this one. It's just one of the best format. Period. It's easy to build game plans around. If you're not ready to fight this Pokemon, it's gonna run you over, and I plan on leveraging that. a very common theme that we'll see is simplicity is a very common theme here. But with this is my third round pick, so at this point I'm following my strategy pretty well. I'm getting a lot of these really top heavy non-megas, and no one else is having it. Like taking Basculegion Male takes it away from like what 3 rain teams that I have. So yes, we just have strong, and this is exactly what I wanted. So at this point, I decided to go for my first mega, and I go for Mega Aerodactyl. Like I said before, I was kind of eyeing that Pidgeot, but honestly, I didn't really expect Mega Aerodactyl too. But it fell to me around 4, so I was like, okay, well, I gotta get it. Fastest Pokemon in the format, gets Tailwind, and also with the Garchomp, the Volcarona, the Basculegion, you know, it's kind of emulating one of the best cores, you know, in MA and honestly in MB too. You know, not that this is a standard VGC format or anything, but, you know, with Volcarona being Charizard at home, we get it rounds out this really strong core. Like this strong core of 4 Pokemon where I can really draft whatever I want beyond this point, and I'm gonna have a really solid game plan to fall back anytime. Like it keeps things easy. It keeps things very simple for me, which I really like. And the other great thing about Aerodactyl is that it doesn't need a Mega, which allows me to use it with other Mega. And this, I'm very glad, very much so glad for this. But anyway, this next Mega Electros, I wanted to use this from whenever I started this. I knew I wanted to use Electros just because it looked so fun. Like I just think the Pokemon's so cool, and probably is never going to get a better chance to use it. And it's also a big reason why I wanted Garchomp, because it's probably the best Disquake partner for it. Like I said, with the Aerodactyl, we can still set Tailwind without really needing to Mega. Aerodactyl, Electros definitely needs Mega, but it just fits really well. It can be flexible with the core that I already have. And yeah, it's just strong Disquake. Like, Disquake needs no introduction. It's so good. No pun intended here, but Mega Electros kind of, you know, elevates that strategy quite a bit. So yeah, I really wanted to use it. It looked fun. I think it makes a lot of sense. Anyway, beyond this point, I guess, about to go into round 6. I'm very happy with what I have, and I'm just thinking, what do I need to do to expand on the team that I already have? And the first thing that came to my mind is I want something slow, because right now I could just use a Trick Room. So my next pick is going to be, so it's slow and I can use it for a Trick Room game. That's great. Not only that, but Snorlax has tools that allow me to use to enable other places. Because right now with my the 5 I have up, we're looking at definitely more of an offensive style, type of offense style. Snorlax being introduced into, not only does it give me that potential crit control, but it also gives me some slow play on moves like yawn, stuff like that, you know? So we have the ability to slow down the pace if I want to do that. And I like that I have that option. On top of that, it's really bulky. It's really bulky. I don't have a dark type on this team. I didn't think I was going to get a dark type at this point in the draft. So at least give me I'm also just never used it. And to go with the Snorlax, I got abilities. And it does a couple of things. It grants me a fairy type, which is just something very appreciated. It's going to be interesting to see how it fits onto how it fits into modes with the other Pokemon, because it's not exactly as fast-paced, but it's a Trick Room setter to help with Snorlax. And at 10 points, it just seemed to have much more value for setters. I had argued to get Spirit Tomb, which was at 11 points. I had argued to bring Spirit Tomb down because I felt like, you know, this was just one of the better ones. The value. The reason I bring up the Spirit Tomb example, I mean, I probably would have gotten this regardless because it's very type, but like this was just always. This was just one of the best in both the tiers, higher, lower. I just thought, I don't know. And at this point, with how I'm rounding out my team, my point totals are actually very specific. They're very exact. To the point where, what am I trying to say? They were just very exact. But the next pick I wanted to get was actually going to be Superior. I actually debated whether I wanted a Rotis or Superior. And I ended up going with the Rotis instead of the Church, which is a little important, a bit more important, and I didn't think Superior was going to get picked. So it got snapped. So yeah. So my next pick ended up being something I was going to get regardless. It's Toxicroak. Poison. It's a fighting type. It's a poison type. It has fake out. It's water immunity, and has potential to open up a lot of game plan options because of those 4 things. I knew I wanted this by the time I had Electros. I knew I wanted this Pokemon, just based on what was available at the time in higher tiers, based on what I thought was going to stick around. Yeah, it gets those 4 things. I think that's really good. My team appreciates all 4 of them. You know, fake out gives me the opportunity to pull off my setup slow play strategies to set up my tree. You know, the water immunity means I don't have to bank on Basculegion to take water hits. You know, poison type I can hit fairy type. Really lacks a way to do fighting. It's just nice to have. Like, Toxicroak's not the strongest Pokemon. In fact, it probably could have been more than 9 points. But I mean, it does everything I need, and I could afford it. I could afford it with my strategy. So yeah. The next pick is I was just talking to Ryan about it. Ryan really likes this next pick. I don't love it. I hate Orthworm, but Orthworm, it made a lot of sense. Its last point says I hit it, but it's a sensible pick. It really is, right? Like, I mean, it's a steel type. My team doesn't have a steel type right now. I really wanted that on my team. My team also has, in terms of overall defense stat total, it's very low throughout my entire team. So I wanted something with high defense. I needed a steel type. And on top of all of this, it's another ground immunity. Because I have the best ground type in the format. So it just makes sense. And on top of that, part of my strategy for this, is that I wanted my filler picks to enable other game plans. With this thing we have Shed Tail, Iron Defense Body Blast, best. Like, we get access to a lot. Like, it just as much as I think this Pokemon is a fraud, I don't think this Pokemon's good. I think it's terrible. This could have been 3 points and I would have been happy. Sensible pick. Like, it just made too much sense. Like, really good. Yeah. And then for my last pick, the Sceptile. Sceptile is a fast grass type. As I said before, I wanted to get Superior. He got sniped. Sceptile is 7 points. Superior is 8 points, so it still fits the budget. And it's still really fast. But with Unburden, Unburden is such an impactful, right? Even on a Pokemon that's not necessarily as strong in terms of output as Sceptile, like just being able to double your speed on a Pokemon that's already really fast, it gives me a lot of it gives me a lot of leverage within a game, or within like making a game. Like, it's very nice. Like that. I would have much rather Superior, because Superior has team potential. This at least has the potential to save me from bad situations. If like they get a tailwind up, be able to just still have to do this now. That could open up a lot of possibilities. And also with recent buffs to its move pool, specifically the fact it got Earth Power, it could be interesting. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to use it. I'm sad I didn't get Superior. I have Superior down, so I'm fine. But yeah, and that's the team. So overall, this team ended up being really exactly what I wanted. Like, I think I followed the draft really well. I have 1 point left over, so I followed the budget very tight. I have everything. Like, I have that top core, and just things to expand options. It's what I said in the beginning. Like, it's just what I wanted. I have no real complaints. It'll be interesting to see how this team fares. There are some holes, some weaknesses to exploit. Yeah, I think I have everything I need to win this league and stop being a Chud. Right? Because the goal of this league is to stop being a Chud. Right? We want to win. Like, we want to win. We don't want to be a Chud. Oh, back. But anyway, that is my ADL Chuds draft, and this was a bit of a ramble. I'm going unscripted. I usually do, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope everything at least made some sense. So yeah, I will see you on the Champions Battlefield. See ya.